Good night, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you may be. We are going to be having some stamp collecting fun discussions about three stamps, widespread across the globe, and some interesting information about the stamps and also the places where they come from. So we'll get rid of this. Yes, it's back. I heard you've been discussing me. Well, I tried not to yesterday, but yes, we will be discussing stampies today. Righty-ho, let's have a look what we've got ahead. What we do? Well, I'll tell you what we'll do first. We won't get them all out at the same time, so to speak. What we will do is we'll get them out one at a time. And have I got my... Have I actually got my... Yes, I have. I've got my little... do they even work? I don't even know if they work. Anyway, we'll scrape that along. Absolute blasphemy, isn't it, to scratch and scrape at stamps. And I'm being very noisy with trying to get things to stand up straight. Okay, shall I start again? No, I'll tell you what, I'll just plough on. So what have we got here to begin with? Well, it's a pink stamp. It's got overprints on it. It's unreadable. It's got a date, 1945 by the look of it, but whether that means anything, I don't know. So I put it under Google Lens to begin with, then the AI, and it came up with this information. It is a 1950 China stamp, and it celebrates the 7th anniversary of Shandong or Shantung Post Office. The overprinting, there you can see 300. So this stamp was initially priced at $50, and there's an overprint of 300. So someone has to pay extra for this particular stamp in the Shantung Post Office. But what is on the stamp? Well, apparently it's got a picture, and you can just about make... because it should be like that, really, shouldn't it? You can see it now. I couldn't see it before because I had it the wrong way around. 1949. Yeah, so I'm only a year out. We have a train there, and apparently a postal runner, whatever that may be. So what is the stamp and where is the stamp? Okay, China. So what about China in 1949? Well, in 1949, celebrating Shantung meant that this stamp was issued in the East China Liberation Area. So it was released in that area of China only. What is or where is Shantung or Shandong? It is a province in China on the eastern side, and it's on the coast. Its capital is Jinan, and there are 101 million people living there. That's just in this one province of China. So the population is 101 million. There are famous people from there, apparently. The only one I'd heard of, and you've heard of, is Confucius. Confucius, he say. So Confucius say there's a lot of stamps, probably in Shandong in 1949. It's in pretty nice condition, I think. No, it's been ripped out of an album. So yeah, this is what happens. You know when you pick up your albums and there's all those marks on the pages, and there's obviously been stamps there. This is what's on the back of the stamp. So someone has been giving that stamp a good old ripping. Oh dear. What a shame, never mind. Okay, we go to the next stamp. And we'll pick her up and we'll bring it down here now. So now we have more dates and stuff going on, but there's nothing to indicate really where the stamp is from, or is there? So we have to look a little bit closer. And immediately we see Belgique coming up. the coat of arms, 1962, 1963. So what's going on with this stamp? Has it gone through the post? Well, I can tell you that this is a pre-cancel. It was printed in, well, it covers the years 1962 and 1963, so that's when it was used or going to be used. It features a post horn, which is a symbol of, when you blow the horn, I think every European country may have had, at some point, the blowing of a horn to indicate that the post is arriving. Even before stamps existed, messages had to be got out. It was just, the stamps made it in a convenient way of the sender paying rather than the receiver, or waiting for the receiver to pay for what you've sent. You know what I mean? So when the horse and carriage arrived, the horn was blown, everyone came out, got their packages, got their mails, and that continues. Maybe not today. I don't think the postie beeps his horn, but you know what I mean? He does deliver. But he doesn't just deliver to the town, he now delivers mostly to, not all, mostly to people's houses. We've had a look at the population of one province in China, which was 101 million. The population of Belgium, by the way, is 11 million. Not 101, but 11. This stamp was actually used for bulk mailing. So that's why it's got the pre-cancel on it. So it saves having to, put the stamp on and then send it through the machines, or send it through the person sat at a desk. Cancelling it. It's pre-cancelled. That's what pre-cancels are for, to save time and money. And time is money, as you know. We'll come to the final stamp and finally moment. We're up to 7 minutes, so yeah. So we may be finished a little bit earlier today. So what have we got here? Well, Vietnam, Dan Chu Kong, Hoa, Tu Chu, and we have a lady there brandishing a gun. Unbelievable. And images of war by the look of it, bangings and shootings and stuff going on militarily, to give it its polite name. So what have we got here? Well, we have a Vietnam stamp. No problem identifying that. You'll notice that the Viet and the Nam are not connected. They are, as we would read Vietnam now, they would be connected as one word, not two. This is a North Vietnam stamp. It is from the year 1966. And it signifies here, or it celebrates, shall we say, and notes on the stamp victories in the dry season, 1965 to 66. There was a war going on between North Vietnam and South Vietnam. North Vietnam being the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. That was the communist part. They love a bit of irony. Democratic. The denomination is Tu Chu, which we've seen. It signifies military success. We have a guerrilla fighter there, or at least a female fighter there, which tells me that it's not just blokes who are fighting over there. Everyone. It is, the whole of North Korea. Man, woman and child. And his mama. And his dogs. Fighting. In order to reunite North and South Vietnam under communist rule. What else do I know about this stamp? Well, I put it under the AI. All that information I've just talked about, by the way, it was refreshed from AI. But anyway, the artist was Tran Hu Dun, who was born in 1920, so he would have been 46 when he drew this image. Nice, lovely image, nice bit of artwork there. what else do we know about that area? Well, North Vietnam, the capital up there was Hanoi, which you may have heard of. And the capital of South Vietnam, you may have heard of this also, was Saigon. You know, Miss Saigon. Now it's called Ho Chi Minh City. So it ceased to be Saigon when the South fell to the North in 1975. The Vietnam War was a long and bloody and costly war. Not just to the Vietnamese, but to the Americans also had their first taste of a defeat, really. And the South fell eventually in 75, and Saigon became Ho Chi Minh City after the leader of North Korea. It is now called the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Population? I knew you were going to ask. 102 million people. Belgium has 11 million. Shantung has 101 million, and Vietnam has 102 million. So a whole country there, 102 million. To post a letter from the UK to Vietnam costs £8.15. You can get it cheaper, but it takes a lot longer, £2.60. But an ordinary letter takes 5 to 7 days. A bit like here, if I post a letter from Denbigh to Rhyl, it takes about 5 days. It takes 5 days to Vietnam, £8.15. Now, if you move to Vietnam and you want to post a letter, the cost in UK terms would be 13 pence in Vietnamese Chu. The average wage in Vietnam is £250, according to AI. But I think that would be like the average, they're probably not really going into the hinterland to have a look how much certain people... I don't know. Anyway, those are the stamps for today. We'll have a quick look at them all together as a nice little threesome. Modern, historic, military, liberations, interesting, despite you being a communist or a fascist or a socialist or a libertarian or a Democrat or even one of those New Democrats. We need stamps. They needed the stamp. They wanted the stamp. It is a necessity. And stamps will return. I'm sure they will. They will return as long as we keep talking about them, putting up videos about them, and keep the interest going and make sure that the next generation enjoy stamp collecting fun. Okie dokie, I'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.